All right, good morning, everybody. There was a little storm influence in there. The other side of the storm, riders on the storm. Anyway, we're going to start out with God is My Source. So I invite you to stand up and we'll do our opening song here. 1, 2, here we go.
God gives me everything I need, so I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power. God gives me everything I need, so I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one in the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one in the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful.
Now pick one of those.
Trust in God. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Yeah, good job. You can have a seat.
Good morning, Unity. And welcome. I'd like to welcome anybody who is here for the very first time. If you have not already gotten a welcome packet, please be sure to check in at our welcome center in the foyer after service, or see one of our ushers, or see me. And we will get you a welcome packet. And please make sure I do get to connect with you after the service. Speaking of that, today is Potluck Sunday. Great time to connect. And if you didn't bring any food, that's okay. There is always more than enough of everything we need, including food, to go around. So please join us after service. I look forward to getting to know you better. And if you are here for the very first time, either live in the sanctuary here today or with us live on Facebook, we want you to know that we say welcome home. We see you. Even if you're not here in person, we see you out there. Hi. We see your hopes, your dreams, your struggles, your light. And whatever brought you here today, whether it be seeking spiritual awakening, enlightenment. That's not what I was going to say. Healing, community, whatever. We pray that you will find it here. And we want you to know that we welcome you no matter where you come from, no matter what you look like, and no matter who you love. Because the only things that are important is that you are a wonderful child of God, you are home, and you are loving and loved. So please know that you are welcome here at Unity, and we are so glad you are with us. And with that, let's pull out our phones and check in with our social media affirmation if you use social media. And it is manifesting abundance. We're going to be talking today about abundance and prosperity, what it really is, and what the difference between the two things are. Bet you never thought there was a difference, huh? There is. So once you have done that, please put your phone on Do Not Disturb. You can keep it out and text or X or tweet or whatever they call that nowadays. And do whatever, but please put it on Do Not Disturb. So with that, I would like to turn the service back to Michael, who will share some information with us.
Thank you, Gordon. Here's some announcements for March 3rd, 2024. Now, there are many activities and events happening here at Unity Spiritual Center. In order to keep our Sunday announcements brief, the following are some of our newest and most current activities and classes. We encourage you to check out our website, Facebook page, YouTube, or our online weekly newsletter, or just call the office. We're happy to talk to you. There is a suicide prevention resource workshop happening right after the service today, starting at 1 p.m. New Mexico Suicide Prevention, 12, excuse me. The New Mexico Suicide Prevention Coalition is collaborating with the New Mexico Department of Health and will be presenting a workshop about resources for preventing suicide and resources for families who have lost loved ones to suicide. Today, we can identify and provide treatment for many mental illnesses and provide support for the multiple factors that place someone at risk for suicide. The workshop is for all mental health professionals, volunteers, faith leaders, and interested parties. So you're all welcome to show up. Development and Effective Personal Prayer Practice class with Martine Beckman is starting March 6th, and will be going through the 20th at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Prayer chaplains coordinator Martine Beckman is leading a 3-week exploration of how to use affirmative prayer to deepen and enrich your connection to Christ within. Sign up in the foyer. The Teddy Bear March is happening right now. You can tell, you can see that there's all those teddy bears all around you. Thanks, Todd. The Teddy Bear March for the children in the Children, Youth, and Family Department program. During the month of March, please bring a teddy bear or other cuddly stuffed animals to the service on Sunday or drop it off at the office during the week. The Teddy Bear March, or teddy bears, are on the march to bring much needed love and smiles to the children of CYFD. The USC Rhythm Connection Drumming returns to Unity Center. After several years of hiatus, drumming returns to the Unity Spiritual Center, Albuquerque, in our sanctuary led by Leslie Gordon and John Vandemay. Leslie and John brings years of drumming circles facilitating to this circle, which is open to all people, whether you are drumming, you have drumming experiences or not. If you do not have your drum, don't worry. We have lots of drums to borrow during this circle, March 9th, 2 to 4:30 p.m. here in the sanctuary. Now, we have a very special announcement for you.
A DJ, dancing, and a grazing board and more surprises. Sounds like it'll be a blast.
Definitely. I'm already thinking about what dance moves I'll pull out.
You mean those moves you used to impress me back in college?
Hey now, those moves still got some charm left in them.
Well, I'll believe it when I see it. But seriously, it'll be nice to catch up with our Unity family. And that grazing board sounds amazing.
Absolutely. Plus, it's been a while since we've had a chance to let loose and have some fun together.
Agreed. Let's make sure we clear our schedules for it. I don't want to miss out on the dance floor or that delicious food.
Consider it done. I'll make sure we're free that evening.
Perfect. Can't wait. It's really going to be a night to remember.
Remember to save the date for our lighting the way Abundance Journey Party.
Friday, April 12th. Doors open at 6:30. There'll be music, dancing, food, and some surprises. We'll see you there.
All right, so for more detailed information regarding any of these events, visit the following: USC website, Facebook page, YouTube, weekly online newsletter, or just call the office and talk to Glenda or anybody there. We'll be happy to help you. Reverend Gordon, you've already met. He's our senior minister. Kathleen Snow is our trustee of the day, along with Jeff. I don't know your last name. Siddall. Jeff Siddall. Martine Beckman is not here. I'm not her. I am Michael Small. I'm your platform host today. Susie Orchard and Kit Pitzenberger is our prayer chaplains. Todd Lowry is our music director. Along with Todd Lowry is his band, Brian, Kent, and David Craig. Today's soloist is Bill Brooks. And John Vandemay is our production team with his ABLM team. All right, come on up.
Good morning, everyone. And you know what? Happy almost spring. Yay. So today, I ask you to join me in our mission, vision, and core values. So starting with the mission, we inspire spiritual growth through honoring many paths, education, prayer, sacred service, and abundant living. Our vision, centered in love, we see a harmonious world of divine expression. Core values. We are Christ-centered, loving, inclusive, joyous, uplifting, open-minded, and fun. Woohoo! And now our Unity Credo. We believe all people are created with sacred worth. We serve all people in emotional and spiritual ways. We welcome the diversity of all. God and unity leave no one out. Now, this is the point that we bless our love offerings and tithes. But before that, I want to take a minute and say, I am so thankful and grateful for all of the tithes and the love offerings that came in last week from every direction. Because of that, our beginning month payments for March are paid up to, well, about midweek. And that also includes our rent, which I know Gordon is really happy to have our rent on our office space. But you know what? It's getting kind of small with everybody as we grow. So we also have our ongoing obligations, and we want to pay back our savings from what we used last month in helping out pay our bills. So along with that, I want to say, I trust that our love offerings will continue to grow, continue to flow, and to multiply in exciting ways. I also see our Unity family growing and in beautiful ways. Newcomers finding friends, friends becoming families, and we all grow in our spiritual foundation here at Unity. And as for me personally, this community and spiritual foundation that I have included into my life has brought me here, and I am so grateful for that. It's been a long time since I've really had a home that I could call my own. So I am excited to see that continue and to continue to be my home. So now I want to go into the ways that we can continue helping and seeing this church with our tithes and love offerings. You could do it here in person, on our church app, and that's really very easy. And actually, you could even do it as a reoccurring payment, so you just do it once. You could do it online at www.uscabq.org/give, and by phone, text to give at 84321. So now, let's do our blessing. Okay. Divine love as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Here's a song by Richard McDeesey and David Roth. 1, 2, 3, 4.
There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. At least 100 ways for me to receive, and countless blessings, and so I believe. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is.
Brian, play a little. Put him on the spot.
At least 100 ways for me to receive, and countless blessings, and so I believe. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. My good is coming to me. Oh, my good is coming to me. Cha-cha-cha.
Thank you. That was awesome. So now join us in our prosperity blessing. A universe overflowing with the allness of God, all the needs and desires of Unity Spiritual Center and those we serve are bountifully met. From every direction, known and unknown, expected and unexpected, our abundant good is here now. Thank you, God.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Thank
It's
you.
time for a congregational song, and I'd like to invite you all to stand up. We're going to sing one. This is actually, I pulled one out of the Unity hymn book. It's called Now Are the Showers of Blessings. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Here we go.
Now are the showers of blessings sent by your spirit of love. Now is the time of expressing bountiful gifts from above. Showers of blessings in store. Windows of heaven are open. Showers of blessings outpour. Now are the showers of blessings meeting our every need. Now are the riches of heaven filling our hearts so free. Showers of blessings in store. Windows of heaven are open. Showers of blessings outpour.
Thank you very much.
The Bible implores us to fear not some 365 times, and Jesus brought the same message, don't worry. The key of letting go of worry, he taught, is to trust. We see Jesus letting go of worry in his final week, riding into Jerusalem, knowing the authorities were plotting against him, waiting quietly for his arrest. We can't be sure what was in Jesus' mind, but we know when we are able to live in Christ consciousness, which Jesus said is available to all of us, we find peace that passes understanding. We somehow know that all is well even when outer circumstances seem dire. Even when we know bad times are coming, Jesus showed us what is possible when we are fully aligned with God. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not let them be afraid. John 14:27.
The word of the day is grace. I freely give grace. I find grace in the rhythm and balance of the natural world. It is in the beauty of a sunrise and a sweet, gentle rain. I find grace in those with whom I share this beautiful planet, the faces of my dear ones and others I meet throughout the day. Grace is an important way I express my inherent divinity. I am aware of the ways grace is a blessing in my life. I find it in unexpected kindness, serendipity, and forgiven error, all the ways I know I am loved, treasured, and secure. As I respond to opportunities to share my grace, I am letting others know they matter to me. From the moment I greet the day to the moment I rest at night, I am grateful for opportunities to share my inherent divinity through giving grace. I freely give grace.
And as we think about grace, I invite you to close your eyes if you are comfortable. Breathe into your heart center. For it is truly in the heart that we feel God's grace. Breathing into this, we are open and receptive to the teachings of the Master Jesus. Teachings grounded in the idea that we are one. In oneness, I pray. I pray that my heart and my mind are open to grace. The grace that allows me to see that I am a part of a great family. The family of life itself, showing up in myriad ways, wonderful diversity, and yet all one. In oneness, we sail through a sea of abundance, knowing that God is our source, our infinite supply, and that there is more than enough love, more than enough peace, more than enough kindness, and more than enough material goods to meet every living thing's needs. And where there's lack, I recognize it is only because of ignorance Ignorance by those who have much. Ignorance by those who are afraid. Ignorance by those who doubt. For there is only one source, God the good omnipotent. And as I raise my awareness, I join in the great awakening. The awakening that says, there is more than enough for you and me. More than enough for everyone and everything. In that realization, I immerse myself in the flow of God's good, an open channel to receive and to give, an open channel to lift others, an open channel to be a blessing to the world. Through the power of imagination, I create an image of a world where everyone has their needs met, where there is housing for everyone, food for everyone, opportunity for everyone. I see the world as Jesus, the Buddha, and so many others saw it. The world that can be. The world that God holds in divine mind. True grace is the awareness of the allness of God and the assurance of all needs met for everyone. As I breathe into that vision, I create a space in my consciousness, a space where I am one with the allness that God is, where I am an open channel for God's good to flow through. I hold the space for a great awakening, a great realization that we are one. In silence, I open my mind and my heart that I may be a channel for God's good. As I feel an inflowing of God's love and wisdom, I imagine all the ways that I may be a blessing. through sharing my love, supporting work like Ernie Pyle Middle School, the teddy bears for children who have been traumatized, and all the other ways, knowing that it does not have to be big. It only has to be from the heart. For this opportunity to give and receive, I say thank you, God. Thank you that there is more than enough love right here in this very room.
In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to change so many. For Spirit, God's Spirit, is in this very room.
Bill Brooks is here. Hi, Bill. And this is a song by Denise Rossier called Just Like That.
For 25 years, she's had the same job. She's never late. She likes her boss, and just like that, they're letting her go. She drives home, drops her mail on the floor, tries to define her place in the world, and just like that, she's not sure anymore. Lean into the good times, breathe through the pain, learn what you can, throw the rest away. Changes will come at the drop of a hat, and it's funny how life is just like that. She's cleaning out closets, sorting her life. She finds a crate with her paintings inside, and just like that, she makes a call. She gets a loan, she opens a shop. They're buying her work, she's selling her art, and just like that, just like that, lean into the good times, breathe through the pain, learn what you can, throw the rest away. Changes will come at the drop of a hat, and it's funny how life is just like that. She smiles and she says, all that gloom and doom was really just life making room. Lean into the good times, breathe through the pain, learn what you can, throw the rest away. Changes will come at the drop of a hat. So dance in the sunshine, laugh in the rain, pain. There's so much we don't see that comes into play when the world comes to us with a brand new day. Funny, just like that funny. Just like that. Just like that.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill and Brian and Kent and Todd. Whew. Isn't it funny what life brings to us and what choices we have to lean into the good times, dance in the rain? We've been through a lot the last couple years as a species with the pandemic and all that has been going on. And we've re-examined oftentimes what's really important. Why are we really here? One of Unity's core premises is that we live in an abundant universe. That's been one of our core premises from day one, way back in 18 whatever. When Charles and Myrtle first had this dream, this idea of asking ourselves, do we practice a religion about Jesus, or do we practice the religion of Jesus? If you think about Jesus, he walked around, he taught. We don't know what he did for 30 years before, but for 3 years, he trusted. Probably for longer than that, but for at least 3 that we know of, he trusted God for his source, for all that he needed to carry out his work. And we think he was special. And he was. But he always said, all that I can do, you can do, and what? More. And in the original language that he spoke, in the Aramaic, when you believe what I have said. He always said, I have come that you may have life and have it very good, abundantly. So, and the Buddha said many of the same things. Muhammad said many of the same things. Every great teacher has said many of the same things. We live in an abundant universe. I think sometimes we forget. We look at the storms around us, we look at the economies, we look at the social media, we look at the news media, and we forget. And we move from that place of knowing to a place of fear. I think one of the big problems we have, especially in religion today, is caused by the rise of something called the prosperity gospels. And I want to clarify what those are and how what we are teaching is different. The prosperity gospels teach that if you are found worthy in God's eyes, you are rewarded with financial and material wealth. And if you do not have that, then you are not worthy in God's eyes. That is not what we teach. We teach that every human being is worthy in God's eyes. Yes. You are created worthy. No exceptions. So how do we begin to move back into this awareness that our great teachers had? That we live in an abundant universe. Well, I think we have to begin to examine, what does that mean? What does the word abundance mean? And how is it different from prosperity? It's an important difference. Abundance means that there is more than enough that all that could possibly be needed for every living thing to thrive. I'm going to say that again. There is more than enough of all that could possibly be needed for every living thing to survive and thrive. More than enough. More than enough food. More than enough shelter. More than enough clothing. More than enough financial resources. More than enough, you name it. The universe is created to thrive, and everything in it is meant to thrive. And yet the majority of humanity is not experiencing that. Why is that? Well, as I said, part of it is because we look around us, and the messages that you receive many times 6 days a week, except for an hour on Sunday morning. I almost wish I could get into your head 7 days a week, like Facebook and all of those things do. I know a lot of you don't do that. We hear messages, things are tough. You got to hang on to everything you got and try to get more and hang on to it. And then we look around the world and we see people right here in our own community who are unhoused, people who are starving, people who are barely getting by. So what is it we need to move to discover, to change this, to shift it? Well, we need to move to the next higher level of abundance. And one of the ways we do that is begin changing our thinking from, I am so glad I am here, to, why am I here? Why are we here together? Why are we on this journey together? Is it only because we love each other? I say only. Because if we only love each other, what do we do outside of our walls? How do we expand that? You know, I truly believe that as we watch the crumbling of traditional Christianity in our world, that we have something the world needs. And that's not ego saying, that is experience. That we have something the world is hungry for. I talk to our young people. They don't want traditional Christianity. They want spirituality that changes things. Not just for them, but for the world as a whole. And I believe that especially with the young generation coming up, there's a major shift happening. Old ways are dying out, and when old ways die out, there is what? Chaos. Chaos. I love the saying, when one door closes, another opens, but it's hell in the hallway. We're in the hallway, folks. But some things have to fall apart for something new to be born. And moreover, I believe the new consciousness that is arising, which is the consciousness that Jesus taught, is to help everyone experience prosperity. Oh, there's a different word. We've been talking about abundance. What is prosperity? Well, before I tell you, let's look a little deeper at abundance. Abundance is what in Jesus' day was called the kingdom of heaven. We live in an abundant universe. Jesus said, the kingdom is at hand, the kingdom is within. You're in it. It's all around you. There is all possibility, all supply, all realization, all divine ideas are right here in the world in which you live, move, and have your being. You have never been outside of an abundant universe. It is not possible. So what is prosperity then? If abundance is the allness that God is, in which we live and move and breathe and have our being, then what is prosperity? Prosperity is the art of bringing abundance into manifestation. You hear the difference? It is taking it from the realm of the invisible and making it visible. Charles Fillmore wrote, "Get into abundance thinking and you will demonstrate prosperity. Cultivate the habit of thinking about abundance everywhere present for everyone, not only in the forms of imagination, but in forms outside of yourself." It requires more than just thinking, though. It requires believing and acting. Let me give you an illustration of how it works. Imagine you are a ship. Or, I'm sorry, you're on a ship. You can imagine you're a ship. It's okay. It's your imagination. Imagine you're a ship, on a ship. An old-fashioned sailing vessel, beautiful, graceful lines, shining white sails in the morning sun, catching the winds, sailing on a sea of allness. A sea where every need, every desire, every great unknown thing is all around you. That's what your ship sails upon. You are immersed in it. You are surrounded by it. And you notice that as you sail forward, anytime you need food or anything else, it's right there. You just dip your net in and pull it out. There is no time when you're away from that. But on the horizon, there are storm clouds. And you see those storm clouds. And in your humanness, you get scared. Oh my gosh, a storm, there's going to be big waves. I'm going to be dashed to pieces. And you pull in your sails and you stop moving. Though the wind blows, you do not move, except to go up and down with the waves. Kind of like going up and down with the economy. Kind of like going up and down with experiences in your life, with health, with wellness, with relationships. You're at the mercy of the outer. Now, any good sailor knows that's not what you do. You put your sails up, you sail into the storm, and you sail through it. If you just let yourself float, the waves come and they roll your boat over and you sink. Jesus told us, there's a similar story about Jesus. And it's from Mark. On that day when evening had come, he said to his disciples, "Let us go across to the other side." And leaving the crowd, they took him with them in the boat, just as he was. And the other boats were there with them. And a great storm arose, and the waves were breaking into the boat, so that the boat was already filling. But Jesus was in the stern, asleep on a cushion. And they woke him up and said, "Teacher, do you not care that we are dying?" And he awoke, and he rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." Now I'm going to stop there for a second. I don't believe he said, "Peace, be still." I think he kind of looked around and said, and I suspect he was saying it more to the people on the boat, "Peace, be still." And there was a great calm. And he said to them, "Why are you so afraid?" And I'm going to paraphrase here. "Peter, you're a fisherman. You know there are storms. You know how to sail your boat through it. You've done it. Why are you so afraid? Have you no faith?" Storms happen. Storms happen. Peter was a fisherman. He should have known that. But why was he afraid all of a sudden? Peter, by the way, represents the power of faith. His faith faltered. We all have those times when the storms are brewing around us. Health issues, relationship issues, when we see our community and it's hurting and we want to make it better. But we fear that we are not strong enough, capable enough. But we don't try to go around the storm. Jesus basically said to Peter, "Stop whining and sail on." Let me share with you some of my story on how faith can work. I knew from probably middle school that I wanted to be a minister. Not wanted, I needed to be a minister. There was something calling in here. Now, I had never heard of Unity. I was raised Episcopalian. And so I began to work towards that direction throughout my whole life without really realizing it. It wasn't a thing in my head, really. But looking back on it, I could see I was on that journey. And I eventually found my way to Unity. And I trusted God. I studied. I tithed. I kept my eye on my vision. By that time, it was beginning to become a little clearer. But there was a storm. And the storm was, you don't have a college degree. And we won't let you into Unity School unless you have a college degree. Now, in that seas that I had been sailing on that journey, I had worked as an engineer without a college degree. There are ways to do it. You have to educate yourself. I had taught school without a teaching degree. There are ways to do that. But I couldn't get into Unity School. But something told me that on the other side of that storm, there was a way. I didn't know what it was. Everything said it's impossible. So I decided, well, I'll become a licensed Unity teacher. At least I can do that. 3 times I tried. First time, I was halfway done, and they changed the program, and I had to start over again. Second time, I was halfway done, and they changed the program, and I had to start over again. Storms within Unity itself. Third time, they didn't change anything, and I made it through. And then one day somebody said to me, why aren't you a minister? And I said, well, I don't have a college degree. And they said, well, Jesus didn't have a college degree. Charles didn't have a college degree, as far as I know. Doors opened. That's what happens when we keep our eye on our goal, on the vision, on what can be. There are those who say the problems we face in the world today are not solvable. They say homelessness is too overwhelming. Baloney. They say climate change can never be reversed. Want to make a bet? They say there's not enough resources for everybody to have all they need. Yes, there are. Studies have shown over and over and over again, there's more than enough food for every human being. There's more than enough finances for every human being. We just have to get in the consciousness of that. We have to trust the universe. Those that do, we are part of the Great Awakening. I believe truly that we are here today, all of us, not just in this room, but there are people around the world who are part of this Great Awakening, who are serving as midwives to the new generation, which has a different worldview than we do. Have you noticed, any of you got little kids in your life? Young people? Totally different worldview. I believe, you've heard me say this, I believe there's a new species arising here on the planet called Homo agapian. That's a name I made up. Because they come more from the heart than they do from the head. The head tells us all the things that we cannot do, all the problems that cannot be solved. The heart says, watch this. The heart says, I know there's a solution. I may not know what it is, but I know it's there. And that is the first step. The heart says, God is my source. Whether it uses the word God or not, God doesn't get hung up in what you call God. God doesn't even have a name, probably. God is principle, the principle of love. So with God as our source, both as a community and as individuals, we can be in the flow. We can be moving from being in a sea of abundance to manifesting prosperity and manifesting it for everyone. I'm going to share with you one of my favorite poems. This was written by James Dillett Freeman back in 1981 and published in the Daily Word magazine. Interestingly enough, I've never found this poem anywhere else, but this poem changed my life, and I believe it demonstrates the change that can happen when we shift from trusting in the world to trusting in God. We were not meant for bays and shallows, for safe sailing never out of sight of shore. Mariners, oh, we were meant for more. Ours are the deeps, the seas we do not know, the seas where none before have dared to go, the seas of faith where only strange winds blow. Leaving known landfalls for the fainter-hearted, we seek the undiscovered, the uncharted. Where the last voyage ends, there let ours be started. Thank you.
All right. This is a song by Daniel Nabod. He's probably known for more for his ballads, but this is a kind of a rocker.
So many doubts along the way. Feel like life was just another bill to pay without anything to show. But now I've figured out that every day my fortune's always found within my faith. And all I needed was to let it flow. 'Cause there's no wall around me, only fear has truly bound me. And all I need is trust and I am free. I'm sitting on a gold mine. I'm sitting on a gold mine. My treasure has been right here all the time. I'm sitting on a gold mine. All right. Yeah, yeah. Finally, I'm breaking through so many lies. All those people telling me to run and hide from the truth of who I am. But now I'm telling you the future's bright. Tomorrow shines like diamonds in the sky. And all I needed was to understand that whatever I'm believing, well, that's what I'm receiving from the riches that reside inside of me. I'm sitting on a gold mine. All right, I'm sitting on a gold mine. Yeah, yeah. My treasure has been right here all the time. I'm sitting on a gold mine. Don't you listen, don't never listen to the voice that says you better play it safe, that says you don't have any choice, 'cause you're as gifted as an angel, as brilliant as the sun, to say the word, and heaven has begun. We're sitting on a gold mine, oh yeah, we're sitting on a gold mine. All right, our treasure has been right here all the time. We're sitting on a gold mine. Yeah, yeah. We're sitting on a gold mine. Oh, yeah. We're sitting on a gold mine. All right. Do 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 do.
Thank you, Bill. Hey, I see some kids out there.
You were walking in the light of God. 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 You were walking, 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 walking in the light of God. You were walking, 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 walking in the light of God.
Hello, Unity family. Hello. Go look at all the stuffed animals. Do you guys see the stuffed animals? If you have a stuffed animal, you hold it up for the kids. Look at that. Oh, they're donating those later this month. Very nice. It's neat to see so many. How are you today? Awesome. Does anybody have anything they want to share? Okay.
Today she cut out Noah's Ark, but then we're all painting it, and we kind of painted ourselves. We went paint overload. So we were dotting each other's noses. She washed hers off. How dare her. And then I streaked her face. And I streaked my own face. So yeah.
All right, do we have anybody else that wants to share? I see Tessa and I see Teddy. I'll go Tessa, and then you, okay?
And we are still painting the boat. And it's a big boat, and it's going to have a lot of animals.
Today in the teens, we did a meditation, and then we talked about wisdom, and it was really nice, and I almost fell asleep. True story.
Awesome. Anybody else want to share? You want to share again? No? Okay. All right, will you please join me in blessing these beautiful children?
Hey, it's the first Sunday in March, and it's birthday Sunday, so anybody who has a birthday this month, please stand up, and we're going to sing Happy Birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, you are wonderful. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you. You're wonderful. God is blessing you now. Happy birthday.
All right, now let's stand and we'll say our prayer for protection and sing our peace song together. You guys ready? Ready? The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And all is. Woo-wee.